we have a variety of students. Some students have just have heard about it, and some have actually worked on it. So I need to ensure this class, this workshop goes in a way where uh, things are taught such that everybody is able to understand. Those who already know about Tableau, they are able to kind of, you can say, in a way, revise it. And those who are new to it, of course, let me tell you, you are on a amazing ride with me. I'm telling you, Tableau can do wonders. First of all, if I talk about it, it's basically a powerful visualization tool. And in this workshop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use certain data set. And since I have a strong finance background, so I'll be using the data set from the finance, wherein I have created a forecast sheet for a hypothetical company. And then we will see, if I have a forecast sheet on Excel, how can I leverage Tableau to find out, to gain insights, to make it more presentable, and you can say summarize it. Okay, I'll just show you one thing before I start. Just tell me if you can see this Excel file. Can you guys please confirm in the chat if this Excel file is visible to you guys? Okay, so you see, this is a template sheet wherein uh, forecast model, a finance forecast, a very basic finance forecast model has been built. And of course, if you are building a forecast model, you need to start with the basic assumptions. So you have the assumptions, then you have the enrollments. Since I assume that I'm building this forecast sheet for a edtech company. Okay, so you will have enrollments, then revenue sheet is there. You have the direct cost, operating cost, depreciation, then the final three, the big three, which we call it the income statement, cash flow statement, and balance sheet. Now, for those who are not aware of these things, who have not, who don't have very strong knowledge of what these things are, I'll not complicate things for you guys. I'll not complicate the context of the workshop. We'll be using only a snippet of this information that we have in front of you. Okay, now you see, if you look at this sheet, one thing is pretty much clear, that it looks very boring. There is no doubt about it. Okay, it is extremely boring. Okay, so we have enrollments, then revenue sheet is there, and no clear insight as to how the growth is happening, how my profit is being impacted, how the costs are being impacted over the years, how the costs are changing. If I have certain amount, certain number of costs. So like, for example, if I talk about direct costs, so there are four different types of direct cost. If you can see, you have study material, platform fee, sales commission, instructor fee, everything is there. So the complete bifurcation. If we are able to, as data analysts, one of our important aspects is to ensure that I present data to a viewer. This viewer can be anybody. Okay, let me tell you, to a viewer in such a way that he or she can understand what we are trying to do, or what this whole project that we have done is trying to say. Okay, now you need to understand that we are the experts. I'm considering everyone. If let's say you study these things, then we will call you an expert. So we are the expert. Okay. So we can understand, we can drill down these numbers, and we can visualize even in our mind that, okay, what is happening. But if you talk to a common person, let's say there is an investor who don't have time to read the complete sheet, you need to present it in a summarized form using pictures, using graphs, and that too, if it can be done easily, it's a game changing thing. And that is what we are going to do today in our today's class. We'll be using three sheets from this Excel file. Precisely, we'll be using revenue sheet, direct cost, and operating cost. Okay, and using that, we will see how we can leverage Tableau to gain useful insights regarding year-on-year profit growth, regarding sales growth, cost bifurcation, you name it, and we are going to do it related to the costs. Everything will be related to costs. Now, coming back to this presentation, so let us start our discussion on it. Now you see, what are our goals? First, we'll see how we integrate the data. Now you see, the first thing, as I showed to you, we have an Excel file. Now there is a catch here. This Excel file that I just showed you, that I have just shown you, is actually not something that you can use directly on Tableau. It will create a lot of problems. You see, what we do. Yes, Jayesh, we will share this sheet. Don't worry. I will share it with the team. You can ask from them. I'll give everything what I have, okay, regarding this today's workshop. Now, let me tell you one thing very clearly. So, um, when you're working on Tableau, you need to ensure that the data form that you have is in long form, which means you have headers, different items are there, And all these items are represented in a tabular format, not in a structured manner, not in a, you would say, surgical operation manner, which we have done when we are trying to prepare balance sheets and financial statements, all these stuff. We prepare it in a specific format. Okay, because there is a format to do it. Now, when we have to do visualization and also we have to transform this format. Okay, like for example, I'll just go back to this sheet once again, and I would like to show you one thing. Okay, yeah. So here what we have enrollments, we have direct costs, and we have operating costs. Okay. Now this data is not useful for me. There are multiple regions. It has been presented in such a way which, if we use on Tableau, will create problems for us. And also this data form is not in long form data. So how we're going to use it? First, we'll convert it into long form data. And when I say long form data, it will look something like this. I already have done it for you. I don't want to waste your time on showing how it is done. So this is a basic structure of long form data where I have simply extracted two courses. If you will see carefully in the original sheet, I'll just open it once again. Uh, you will see that there are four courses that I have considered in this fictitious uh, financial forecast. Course 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So in the long form data, what I do practically is simply write everything in the year format, and then course wise everything is written, like what all costs are, what is the total number of students, what is the fee per course, then gross revenue, net revenue, GST collected, study material, platform fee, whatever, all the costs. Then here you have the direct cost. If I talk about these four items actually comprise direct cost. So we have included that. Then operating cost also has certain bifurcations, but just to save time, I just removed it. Okay. But operating cost also has certain items. I'll just show it to you. Here you see, if I go to operating costs, it also has certain items like office rent is there, salaries are there, telephones, Wi-Fi, marketing, IT infrastructure, and overhead. Okay. But we are ignoring it. We have simply clubbed it together. Now, so the data that you see in front of you, sorry, I'll just show it once again. So the data that you see in front of you is called long form data. So here I have course wise, then I have the long form data of direct cost, all the direct cost, because in this class, I want to show you in this workshop, actually, I want to show you the cost bifurcation also, and how you can visualize it using stack diagrams, stack bar graph, and things, stuff like that. Then we have the total cost component. Total cost simply comprises of direct plus operating cost, which if you subtract from the net revenue, you will get profit. And precisely speaking, it will be considered, not precisely, I would say again, it is not 100% correct, but it will be considered profit before tax. Or if you have heard of this word, I will say EBITDA. Okay, earnings before interest, depreciation, amortization, expenses. Okay, interest and taxes also. So we will be able to calculate EBITDA. And EBITDA can be actually is a very important measure. If you have a little bit, even a little bit of exposure to finance or to stock market, might have heard. And if, let's say if you have some friends who are into stock trading and all, you will time and again hear these people saying that, okay, what is the EBITDA of the company? Okay, so when you subtract all the costs, total cost from the revenue, you get EBITDA. Now we have talked a lot about finance. Now let's get back to Tableau, which is our core work today. Okay. Now we are going to use visuals, we will try to visualize different aspects of this data. Then we will create an interactive dashboard also. It will be a basic one right now, where you define KPIs, key performance indicators, to monitor dynamically. Okay. It can be made dynamic. And this works well if you have uh, uh, regular data feeding. So for example, hi, can you share? Yes, Jayesh, I said I'll be sharing this seat, so don't worry. Okay. Now, next, we'll use advanced Tableau tools like calculated fields. Okay, so it is an important thing, and I'll be covering this calculated field, which is actually an advanced Tableau feature, wherein we use, if let's say our data, like I'll just show you one thing before I explain calculated fields. It's just one thing. Okay, it's long form data. I need to open. Yeah. So here, if you look at the main sheet, what we have included is we have included the net revenue. Here we have the net revenue. Then we have the direct cost. We have the operating cost. But I have done it, I would say, knowingly, that I have not calculated profit. And at the same time, I have also not calculated percentage profit. There is a reason for it. This thing can also be done. If let's say you have not done certain calculation on Excel, it can also be done on Tableau using calculated fields. We include these fields in our model. And how we do that, we will understand it. Okay. Now, let's talk about the agenda. Intro and setup, we have already done it. Then I'll first show you how we prepare the data. So one part I have already shown it to you, the data preparation part. Like, okay, if you have a data, let's say 4-year projections, then we transform it into long form data, and then that data will be uploaded on the Tableau. Okay. Then we will see how tables are joined. So once you upload these things on Tableau, tables are actually, you can join them together to work collectively on the data. So how to build these connections is actually important, because if you're not able to join these tables effectively or create relationships effectively, it will create problems for you. Okay. Then we will see certain basic visualizations like line chart, bar graphs, stacked bar graphs, things like that. And where also some charts where you can have multiple views, like two parameters at a same time. So for example, if you want to see enrollments, number of enrollments each in each course, and at the same time, in the same graph, you want to see what is the total revenue coming out of it. So these type of visualizations we will understand. Then we will see how dashboard is built. Actually, advanced features is something that I'll discuss before building dashboard. So then we will move after basic visualizations, we'll move towards advanced features, wherein I will explain calculated parameters, calculated fields, how it is done, and then we will use it to build more visualization graphs, I would say. And then finally, we will build a dashboard, a very basic one. And with that, we'll wrap up the workshop. Okay, so let us start. First, I want to show you how you can work on Tableau free of cost. Okay, so what you have to do is, you see, if you will go for Tableau desktop version, it is paid. Okay, and you have to pay money. And as a student, I can see uh, as you will as a student, I can totally understand. Okay, somebody has a question. Can we provide certificate of this session? I think Priyanshi will be in a better situation to answer your question here. Dhaneshwar. So after the session is done, you can ask her. She will tell you. But I think you will get a certificate. So don't worry. Yeah. Now, let's get back to the session. First, I'll show you how you can work on Tableau for free. Because if you take the desktop version, if you download the app, it is free for a certain period of time. You get a free trial, but after that, you have to make a payment to use its services. Okay. Now here, what we are going to do is we are going to use Tableau Public. So what you have to do, you can do a Google search. Just write Tableau Public, and the first file that you see is here, Tableau Public Discover. Okay, just right click on it and open it. Okay. So here you have opened it. Now, if you are new to it and you are not using Tableau Public, so what you have to do, you have to first sign up for Tableau Public. So here you click on sign up. And I'm using one ID where I have actually not created a Tableau account. So I can actually show you how to sign up on this. So here I will write Shubham, my name, whatever. Okay. Then I will write down my email address. And then I'll create a password. Okay, I'll choose my own. Okay, and then I'll click on create my account. Okay. You can search Venkatesh. You can search on Google. Just type Tableau Public. I'm writing the name. Okay, this is the name that you have to search on Google. Now, once you do it, they will give you this prompt. Okay, wherein they will ask, "Thank you for registering. You will receive an email containing the link to confirm this registration." And on your email address, whatever the email address you have given, there you will receive. I cannot share my email here, so I'll just do it. Okay. So on the email address, when you'll open your Google email or whatever you are using, you will find that you have received a mail from Tableau, and there you will have a link where it will be written to activate your account. Please click on the following URL. I can show you. I have opened the mail. Just okay. So here you can see this is the mail. This is the type of mail you will receive. It will say to activate your account, please click on the following URL. You just click on this URL and it will complete the authentication. Once the authentication is done, you will be redirected here. Now you can click on sign in. Okay, you just write down your mail address here. And then whatever password you have created. If you want, you can click on remember me, no problem, and then click on sign in. Okay, select your country. We are Indians, so we'll select I'm Indian. I don't know if you guys are from abroad also, it is possible. So whatever is your nationality, just click on that. Click on this agree terms and complete the sign in process. You will be redirected to the home screen. Okay. Now, dismiss it. Now you see, this is your home screen. Since it's the first time I'm using my this personal ID, so this is what you will see. Now here at the top, you will see an option of create. Okay, and create, when you just hover your cursor over there, you will see it's written web authoring. So you need to click on this web authoring. It will open uh, 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 your, I would say, your workplace, worksheet, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now here you have to drag and drop a file, whatever is it, or you can upload it from the computer. Okay, whatever the file is. So we have the file on computer, and precisely as I said, you have to ensure that your Excel file is long form data. Okay. Do not use the original file. Like, for example, I'll once again just clarify this to you guys. Otherwise, it will be problematic. Do not use this file, the original file where the sheets have been built. It is for presentation purpose. Okay. We have to first convert this data into long form. Okay. This data sheet, once you have completed it, okay, cleaned company forecast, I have given the name, and then you need to upload this on your Tableau public. Okay. So here I'll just get back to this. So yes, I'll open it. I'll click on upload from computer. Then I'll go to desktop, workshop, clean company forecast, and then I click on open. Okay. Now my data is loading here. And that's how these things are done. Okay, now I'm going to tell you one very important thing. You see, the moment the load is complete, you will see on the left side, this panel. Here you will see what all tables are there. So you can see courses, direct cost component, and total cost component. The naming is very important. People usually do not do it properly. Like here at the bottom of this Excel file, if you'll see, I have the names: courses, direct cost component, and total cost component. In fact, instead of courses, I could have written it uh, overall data, or maybe enrollment data, whatever. Okay. So you select the name carefully. Okay. And in each of these sheets, we have certain tables. And here, if I go back to this Tableau, here you can see these names are available: courses, direct cost component, and total cost component. There are three sheets in our long form data table. First, I'll click on course, and then I'll drag it. Okay. Now I have to join these tables. If I have to work with them all together in one task, then I have to join these tables. Now, joining is important. In order to join, or you can say create relationship, in other words, join can be logical or can be analytical. Sometimes what happens, if your data is organized enough, okay, which is usually the case. If you work for a company, you get pipeline data. Okay, so it is organized enough and you don't have to do a lot of uh, thought process or thinking in that case. Okay, so here I have loaded the courses. Next, I'll take direct cost component. Now you see, the moment I enter it, it gives me two options. I have dragged it, I have not dropped it yet. Okay, first it is showing that can be a direct line connection, and courses can be connected with direct cost component, or I can add it as a new base table. Okay, we need to create a direct connection. So direct cost components, the moment this line comes, I'll drop it. Okay, now you see, the moment I drop it, a red alert emerges. And this alert says validation failure. What it means is that Tableau by itself is not able to identify any connection between these two sheets. Okay, so but we need to connect it. So how you're going to do it? So here you see at the bottom here, we have how relationships differ from joins. Okay, it was trying to join it. Okay, and I have to define what type of relationship I'm looking for. So when you're trying to build relationship between two tables, you need to look for common grounds. Okay, it is obvious. Like, for example, if you're trying to make friends, okay, two people trying to befriend each other, we always try to look for common grounds so that we can relate and then the discussion can be carried forward. In the same way, here I need to find the connection between these two tables. Okay. And the most common connection, actually, there are two, if I say so. First connection is year. Okay. Again, I'll show you the data. And that's why understanding the data is very important in this case. Okay. So if I show you the data, first is in sheet one courses. In sheet one also I have year data. In direct cost component also I have year data, and in total cost component also I have year data. Next thing that is common is actually course. I have course in all three sheets, course A, course B. I have considered only two courses for the sake of simplicity. Now let's get back to the sheet. Yeah, here. So I am going to use year as a field. Okay, so I'll select year courses, which field this Tableau should look for. So I'm saying that you should look for year, and it should be same in direct cost component. In the second table, I need to look for year only. Year. The moment you do this, you see this red alert flag vanishes. Okay. Next, I need to add third table. Now here also, I'll tell you one thing before adding it. So we both know, we saw the long form data sheet, Excel sheet, and there we saw that uh, in the courses page, I had everything. I had revenue, I had GST, I had, which means I can say direct tax. Okay. Sorry, indirect tax. Then I had direct costs. I had indirect costs also. Okay. So definitely courses can be joined with direct cost component. Now, if I have to add join total cost also, how should I join it? Should I join it with direct cost like this, or should I join it with courses like this? Okay, so here you have to think about it. And that's why having a little bit of knowledge about your field in which you will be working. So for example, in today's workshop, I'm using financial data. So I have to have certain knowledge of finance. So I know that in the main sheet, I had direct cost as well as indirect operating costs. Okay. So direct cost can be directly connected with courses data, courses table, and total cost can also be directly connected with total courses. Okay, or the courses table. Okay. So here I will join both the tables with courses and I'll drop it. Okay. Now again, same problem, red flag. So as I said, we have a commonality between these two tables, and that commonality was year. Okay. So here in courses, I will select a field which is year, and in total cost component also I will select year. Now the moment I do it, again this vanishes. Okay, so this is what all about loading the data, creating the relationships and everything. Okay, now we are going to move towards visualization. Okay, first we'll start with basic visualizations, and then we'll move towards calculated fields, and then we will finally look into dashboards building. Okay, now just a minute. Okay, yeah. So now let us see how we are going to do. Now you see, in case of Tableau, at the bottom, if you'll see, you have one word written like sheet one. It is similar to Excel. Okay, sheet one. And then you have certain plus signs here. Okay, first plus sign is says when I click on this symbol. Okay, when I click on this symbol, it will give me additional sheet. Like for example, if I click on it, you see immediately sheet two gets added. Okay, okay, let's extract it. It's done actually. Yeah. So you see sheet two gets added. Sheet one here, sheet two here, and then I can keep on adding sheets. And in each sheet, I can create one visualization. Okay. In each sheet, I can create one visualization. So if I have to use, let's say 6, 7 figures, then I'll create 6, 7 sheets. And then if I want to view them in a single piece of paper, then what I'll do? Then I will use dashboard tool. Now you see this first was adding sheets. Okay, worksheets. Now the second one will add a dashboard. Okay, wherein I can combine, or you can say compile, I would say, not combine. I can compile all the sheets that I have prepared, all the visualization that I have prepared previously in one single paper. Okay, I can give a heading to it. I can have responsiveness to it, and I'll show you how it can be done. Okay, and then finally you have storyboard building, which we will not cover in today's workshop. It is going to take a lot of time if we move into that direction. Now let's start with visualization. First visualization that we are going to do is we will see how our net revenue is changing year on year. Okay, that's the first and the most basic visualization. And in this case, just a minute. Yeah. And in this case, we will use a line graph. Okay, so when you're seeing net revenue, let us say you want to see what is the net revenue course wise also. So we had two courses. We had course A and then we had course B. We will see course wise net revenue using a line graph, how it can be done. Okay. So for that, you see on the left panel where you have the data section, your tables are being shown. I'll first collapse these drop downs. Okay. I'll show you there are three tables: course tables, direct cost, and total cost component. Now here I have these labels, course and year. Okay. Then these are parameters. Okay. You can say calculations, which have number values or some calculations have been done. Okay. Similarly, for direct cost component sheet, we have labels, we have cost values. Cost values means, I'll tell you what is cost value. It is important to explain. Just a minute. So you see, this is my header, total cost component. And in total cost component, I have categories. Like I have direct cost, I have operating cost, and precisely if I go to direct cost. So in direct cost, I have a heading called cost component. And in cost component, what I have basically done is I have broken down the components of this direct cost. So there are four things: study material, platform fee, sales commission, and instructor fee. Okay. And for each course, I have done this for all the four financial years under our consideration. Okay, first we have done it for course A, and then the same thing has been repeated for course B. Okay, now in the original sheet, we had four courses. We could have done it in the same way. Just below from here, I will start another series, and that will be for course C, and then the fourth series that will be for course D. Okay, so these are cost components, study material, and all these things, and these are cost values: 50,000, 76,000, 1,14,000, and so on. Okay, now let's get back. Yeah. Now, first thing I have to do is I have to build a line graph, and that is very easy to do. You see, in the columns, which will actually act as your x-axis, okay, on the line graph, on which you will have the years, and on y-axis, you will have the net revenue. So columns usually comes on the x-axis. Always remember that. So I will here you see you have this option called year. So I'll do nothing. I'll just click on it and drag it and bring it here to column. Okay, something will happen in the sheet and its name is sheet one. Since it is net revenue, so I will just change the name of sheet one to net revenue also. Again, because when we try to create a dashboard, we will clearly understand as to what each sheet contains. Okay, so for sheet one, I can just rename it, and to rename it is very easy. At the bottom where you see the name sheet one, just double click on it and write net revenue. Okay, and press enter. Okay, you see here also the name changes to net revenue. Now, in the case of rows, what you need to enter? For rows, you need to enter net revenue. So here you see in courses section only, one item was net revenue. So I'll just click on net revenue and drag it into the rows section. Okay, it will create whatever it feels because the mark is actually automatic. Now, I don't want bar graph. I need a line chart. Okay, so here I'll just click on automatic and I'll just select line. Okay, it will give me a line graph. Now, the thing here that you need to understand is that this line actually represents the combined net revenue, revenue coming from course A as well as course B each year. Okay. Now, as I said, this can be used. Okay. But our objective was that, okay, no, I don't want this combined revenue. I want to see net revenue course wise. Okay. So what it actually means is that I need to add label. There is one way to say it, or you need to add color. For each course, you need to have a different color. Okay, you can do both either way. So I'll just select course here, which is actually a string field. Okay, wherein I have either course A or course B, and then I'll drag it to color. Okay, now you see, I get two different separate lines representing the revenue coming from course A. The blue line represents the revenue, net revenue from course A year on year, and the orange or yellow, whatever color it is, it represents the revenue coming from B year on year. Okay, that's one sheet. Next sheet that we are going to do is, let us say I want to see how the number of students and at the same time my net revenue is growing over time. Okay, that's another aspect that we need to understand. So how we are going to do it? Again, I'll add sheet. So here I have sheet 2. I'll just open the sheet 2. And here, again, since I have to do things year on year, so my x-axis is going to be year only. And here I will select year and add it into the drop it into the column section. Okay. Now I have two things that I need to study in one chart. Okay. First is enrollments, or you can say students. Okay. So I will select students and drag it in the rows section. It will give me a graph like this. And then I will select uh, net revenue and I will drag it into the rows section. Now, initially what happens is that it will create two separate graphs, but I don't want it. I want that in a single graph, I should be able to see both the figures. Okay. And here in this case, a bubble graph, or you can say the bubble line graph works actually very well. Okay. So for that, what you have to do here, you see sum net average, this field, you need to just move your mouse there and just do a right click on it. Okay. When you do a right click, you will see multiple options. And at the bottom, you will see dual axis option. Okay. So on one side, and what dual axis means is that on this side, you will have students, on this side, a vertical line, and on this side, vertical line, you will have the net revenue. I'll just show you how it transforms. Okay. So I'll just click on dual axis and you see what happens. On one side, I have the number of students, and on the other side, I have the net revenue. On X axis, I have years. Okay, again, another visualization that how my revenue and at the same time, the number of students, or you can say the number of enrollments is increasing over time, over the years. Okay. Next, we'll let's say want to identify direct cost bifurcation year on year. So in direct cost, we have four subcategories, right? So we will see, or you can say cost centers. So we will see how these cost centers vary over years. Okay, so how you're going to do it? Again, first, I'll rename this sheet to number of students and net revenue. And then I'll click on new sheet. Okay, here. I'll click on new sheet. It will add sheet 3. Now in this sheet, we will do direct cost bifurcation. I want to see how my costs are bifurcated year on year, how they are changing year on year, each cost, everything I want to see in a single graph. So what I'll do, again, column year on year, I'll add it into columns. Next, I have direct cost. Okay. So direct cost has certain components. So in this case, I'm going to use direct cost component table. Okay. Now in this, what we will do first, what we will do first, we will, you see here, you have cost value option. In direct cost, you have the cost value option here. Direct cost component, cost value is written. I will drag this cost value and I'll put it here. Now you see what happens when you do this. You see a lot of things are actually happening in the background, which we don't see, but now I'll explain it to you. So if I open the original sheet, the long form sheet, here the cost values are for study material 2025 it's given, for platform fee 2025 it's given. These are separate. Okay. Now in this case, if I go back to this sheet, this table, okay, this presentation or worksheet, okay, here you see they are combined together. Okay, they are all joined together. Why it is being done? Because year on year, since my variable was year, so year on year, what this is doing is it is summing the cost value. You can see in the rows it is written sum cost value. And if I click on this drop down, here you see there is a section called measure where sum is selected. So every year, the cost components, all the cost components are added and simply presented. I don't want that. I want that, okay, each of these components should be reflected in this. Now the cost components are string data, right? It is either platform fee or you can say teacher, instructor fee, whatever. Okay, there were 4 components. So these are cost components here. Now cost components, I want to see them, show them in different colors. So I'll just click cost component here and I'll drag it to the color section. Okay, now when I do it, the moment I do it, you see what happens. Now I have year on year cost bifurcation, total cost bifurcation. Okay, so in year 1, this, and at on the right hand side, you will see different colors represent different cost components. So instructor fee is represented by, I think, blue. Okay, that's the top. So in first year, instructor fee is $550,000 or five lakh 50,000 rupees. Then in the second year, it is again fixed, fixed, and fixed. Instructor fee is not changing. On the other hand, if you see platform fee is changing. It is 3 lakh 30,000 in the first year, 4 lakh 95,000 in the second year, and so on. Okay, so it helps you to grasp a little bit of you can say change also over time, that how these things are changing, and just by looking at the picture. Now just imagine trying to visualize this, how these costs are changing by looking at the Excel sheet. It was not possible, especially for a common person who has very little knowledge of finance. Okay, to them you cannot explain that. Okay, but if that person sees this graph, that person will definitely understand it. Okay, so that's how Tableau makes things easy for us, and that's why visualization is very important. It concises the data, it summarizes it, and presents it in a beautiful way so that people can understand it and at the same time are not getting bored. Okay. Now, I'll just rename this sheet also like direct cost bifurcation. Okay. Now, if you want, let's say after the workshop, you want to explore a little more. So in this workshop, I'm doing direct cost bifurcation and I'm presenting it. You guys can do operating cost bifurcation. Okay, just create a long form data for operating cost. That's all. Okay, and you will be able to do operating cost bifurcation also. Okay, there are certain things that I'm leaving up to you guys. That's all. Next, we have we are moving towards calculated fields. Okay, now calculated fields is an advanced concept, and in this, I am trying to keep wherein you can actually use create formulas. Okay, and at the same time, using those formulas, create new labels. Okay, new headings in simple terms, if I say so, if you're not comfortable with the words labels and all, new headings, like here you have headings like direct cost fee and so on. We can create new headings also. Okay, one heading, as I showed when I showed to you guys the Excel file, long form Excel file, there we can see that we didn't have this in the core sheet. We didn't have the profit and the profit margin or percentage profit. Okay, so here we are going to create these formulas, functions in Tableau itself, and we will see how that can be done. Okay, so on the left side, we have the data, and here you see you have the search icon. Search, because if you have multiple tables and multiple fields, okay, multiple labels, then it will be difficult for you to work with. So you have the search option, then you have the filter option, which actually helps you to identify which are calculation fields, which are dimensions, which are measure, and which are comments only. Okay, then here you have a drop down menu just beside filter option, filter by option. Click on the drop down menu, you will see an option called create calculated field. Okay, this tool, actually this functionality actually helps us to create a calculated field where I will do certain calculation and a new field can be created. Okay, so I'll just click on it, and you need to ensure that this is done very effectively. Otherwise, you will have problems. Okay, there is no doubt about it. You have to ensure that the formulas are entered correctly. Otherwise, you won't be able to utilize this. Okay, you won't be able to utilize this tool. So first is we will see, let us say, profit after tax or profit before tax. I'm saying it profit before tax. If you want, you can call it EBITDA also, because we have not considered depreciation. So I'll write EBITDA. Okay. Now I have to implement the formula. Okay, usually EBITDA is in percentage terms, but first we'll find out, okay, no, not EBITDA. It won't be called EBITDA. If it is in percentage, then only. So it will be simply called profit before tax, let's call it, for the sake of convenience. Okay. Now I have profit before tax. Now I have to enter the formula here. Okay. So formula, while entering the formula, you need to understand how profit will be calculated. So again, since it is a very basic concept, we can apply common sense. And in this case, profit will be nothing but net revenue minus direct costs minus operating costs. That will be my profit before tax. Okay. So I have this net revenue column. I have this, where it is, net revenue column. I have this direct cost column. And then I have, or you can say, I have Where is it? Direct cost. And then also I have operating cost. Okay. All these three are there. Direct cost, net revenue, and operating cost. So I will write the formula, and while writing the formula, I know that these are labels. So whenever I'm writing a label, I use square brackets, and I need to ensure that the case of the words are exactly the same. So if it is written N capital and R capital in net revenue, I will write the same way. Okay. So here I'll just open the square bracket and then I'll write net revenue and bracket close. Okay. If I don't do it, let us say if I simply write it as REVNUA, okay, and bracket close. Okay, you see it is red and it shows the calculation contains errors. So I need to ensure at all times that the casing is also followed. Okay, now the moment I write it properly within square brackets, the bottom will show the calculation is valid. Okay, from this I will subtract bracket open. I will subtract direct cost. So direct cost. Okay. And then again from this, I will subtract operating cost. Sorry. Bracket closed. Okay. Now you see operating cost, it is showing wrong. Why it is showing wrong? Because if you look at the label here, it is written operating costs, not cost. So I need to just make this change operating costs. Okay. Now I can apply it and then I can click on OK. Now the moment I do it, you see profit before tax, a new heading comes here. Now I have to present profit before tax. So what I'll do, I'll select year in the columns and then I will add profit before tax in the rows section. Okay. I get profit before tax. If you want, you can keep it in bar chart format. If you want, you can make it a line graph also. If you want, you can make it an area graph also. Actually, selecting the type of chart depends on what information you are trying to convey and in what context, what type of data you're using. So whenever we are we are trying to present year on year growth, it is best suited, I would say best practice, in best practice that we use line graphs. Okay, so this line graph actually presents profit before tax. So I'll just rename this sheet 4 as profit before tax. Then enter. Okay, now I'll add one more sheet. So in total, how many sheets we have done? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now one more sheet, and here also we will do a calculation on calculated fields. Again, we are going to use this advanced tool, calculated fields. Now, how this will be done? So for that, I'll just click here. Okay. Then you see create calculated field. I'll just click here. And now I want to, let us say, find out percentage profit before tax. Okay. What is my percentage profit before tax? So I'll just write percent profit before tax. I just named the field and then I have to write down the formula. So how will I calculate the percentage profit? So percentage profit is nothing but whatever your profit before taxes divided by revenue. Okay. Now, when you apply that formula directly, it can create problems because here we have course-wise bifurcation also. Okay. So there are two ways to do it. In two ways, you can write the formula. First one is you do the complete calculation like net revenue minus direct cost minus operating cost. And this whole thing is divided by 100, divided by net revenue. And then this whole thing is multiplied by 100. Okay. That will give you in percentage. So you can do that way also, or since now we have already calculated a field called profit before tax, I can simply use this field and I'll get my. Okay. So here I'm going to use the shortcut. So I'll write bracket open, profit before tax, bracket close, divided by net revenue. Okay. If you want, you can multiply it with 100 also, no problem. Okay. So at the start, you can just write 100. And to embed multiplication sign, what you can do, just press star button on your keyboard. Okay. So if you have a laptop, then star button comes with shift plus 8. Okay. And this is actually a multiplication tool. Okay. Then I click on apply. And then I click on OK. You see, percent profit before tax also comes into the picture. Now here, I'll do first year, and then I will add profit before tax. Okay. Now, here I have the bar graph. If you want, you can keep it, but since it's in percentage terms, we can go for line graph once again. But just look at a problem that has happened. Okay. In the first year, it is showing 31.56%. In the second year, it is showing 60. In the third year, it is showing 80. In the fourth year, it is showing 95.47%. Okay, 95%. That's impractical. Okay, so where is the problem? The problem is here. If you will look in the rows section, it writes some percent profit before tax, some function. So what it is doing, it is calculating the percentage profit for course one. It is calculating the percentage profit for course two and then simply adding it. Instead, a better, I would not say it is the 100% correct approach, but a better approach would have been to take the average of these two returns. So if I have return on course one as 15%, return on course two as 13%, so average return for that year, when I combine these two courses, should be the average of these two numbers, 13 plus 15 divided by 2. Okay, so I need to make that change here. And how can I make that change? So in order to make that change, I'll just click on this drop down menu and I'll click on this, go to this option called measure. In this measure, there are multiple things that what you want to measure. Do you want a sum? Do you want average, median, count? What do you want? So I want the average. So I'll click on average. The moment I do it, I get a precise picture that on an average in the first year, my return will be 15.78%, which is in line if you do this calculation on your data sheet. Okay. Here in year two, it is 30. In year three, it is 40. And in year four, it is 47.73%. It will be very close. I'm saying it is not a precise answer because whenever we are dealing with returns, the best way to calculate average return is geometric mean, not the arithmetic mean. So when we take average, we actually end up calculating arithmetic mean. That is sum of all observations divided by the total number of observations. For returns, it does not work that way. Okay, but approximately, roughly, you can say, yeah, this will work. Okay, so in total, we have now created the 5 sheets. So let us name this final sheet, fifth sheet, sorry, as percentage profit before tax. Okay, and then now we will have what is the average profit, 4-year average profit before tax on these courses. What is the 4-year average profit on course one? What is the 4-year average profit on course two? I want to know that also. So I will add a final sheet. Now you see why I'm doing it, because it will give me a very clear picture. Now I will know if, let's say, I use this presentation. For example, once I create a dashboard, if I use this dashboard to pitch to my investor, for example, okay, then that investor will clearly see how my net revenue is growing. My investor will clearly see how my net revenue is growing along with the growth of the number of students. They will also see what is the cost bifurcation, how much money is being spent on uh, what type of cost centers. Okay. Then they will also see how my profits are increasing over time, how my percentage profits are increasing over time. And finally, in each course, because each course you can consider it as a different product. So if you're working for an FMCG company, it is very simple. Like let's say, let's take a very simple example. Let's say PNG. Okay, PNG is a distributor company, big distributor company, or Hindustan Unilever Limited, whatever you want to call it. Take their two products. Let's say a sunflower refined oil and a toothpaste, for example. So they would want to know that what is my profit coming from the toothpaste segment and what is my profit coming from sunflower oil segment, refined oil segment. Okay. So in the same way here, I want to know what is the average profit coming from course one and average profit coming from course two over the 4-year period. Okay, so in this sixth sheet, the final one that we are going to do now, we will see how this can be done. Again, here, just a minute. Since in this case, I have to see things course-wise, not year-wise. So my x-axis should be course A and course B. So here I will select course and I'll add it to columns. Okay, I'll select course and I'll add it to columns. Now I need to know what is my average percentage profit or average profit per year. Okay. So here we have the percentage profit and here we have the profit before tax. Okay. If you want, you can do it in both in the same sheet, but here we will do it separately. So we select profit before tax. Okay. Now you see a graph like this. Okay. So for A, in course A, average profit will be, sorry, it is sum here. Again, it is showing sum. So over the 4 years, it has simply summed it. So again, I will change the measure. I'll change the measure to average. And then I see that from course A, by selling course A or certification A, on an average, I will earn roughly around $854,000. Sorry, 8,54,000 rupees. And from course B, on an average, each year, I will earn 13,62,025 rupees. Okay, if you want to see cumulative, you can build that also. Okay, now here I can write simply 4-year average profit per course. Okay, so let us say these are the 6 sheets that we wanted to create, and we have done it successfully. Sheet one, net revenue, we have done it course wise. Okay, if you want, you can have the net revenue sheet for the single course also, like the combined also. Okay, then number of students and net revenue uh, per year. Okay, I have this sheet. Then I have direct cost bifurcation. If we want, you can do, if you guys want after the class, once I share the sheets with you, the data sheets with you, you can create this for operating cost also. Then we have calculated profit before tax, and we have seen how it is fluctuating. Then we have percentage profit before tax. Then we have 4-year average profit per course. Okay, like in the next 4 years, what is the average annual uh, profit from course one, and what is the average annual profit from course two? Now I have to create a dashboard. In a single sheet, I want to present all these things together. So for that, I will use the second option. You see, you can do it from top also. At the top row, you have this icon called dashboard. You can click on it and you can add a dashboard and you can keep on adding things. Okay. Or you can this icon was actually adding sheets, and the icon just beside it, this one, the square, you can say maze icon that you can see here. It is very small. Okay. The square maze icon, it will add a dashboard. You can see new dashboard. When I move my cursor over it, it shows new dashboard. So I'll just click on it. It creates new dashboard. And here you will see all the graphs, diagrams you have created. Okay. Now the thing is to present it in a better way. Okay. Now the most simplest way is like, okay, yeah, I will I will add one by one by one by one everything. And here you can select also that how you want to show it. It is tiled and then it is floating. Floating means you can drag it around. Tiled means it will come in tiles. Okay. Like on the floors that you have seen, one block after the another. Okay. In a tiled way. And if you want it floating, like you want to present it in some zigzag manner or things like that, then you can select floating. We will keep it tiled. And then I'll just select the diagram that I have created. You see why I said you need to name these sheets the moment you do it. Because in the dashboard, when I go here, if the names were not given, let us say it was not given net revenue or number of students and things like that, then it will simply show us sheet one, sheet two, sheet three, sheet four, sheet five, and sheet six. And it will become difficult for us to, I would say, difficult for us to understand that which will go first, which will go second, third, and fourth, and so on. Okay. So here I will add this and I'll just drag here. Okay, now it captures all area. Okay, then I'll simply take this and you see it gives me an option that how I want to present it. One is this, another one is this visual. Okay, so let us say I do this at the bottom and and then once I find a reasonable place in the tiled format, I'll just drop it. Okay, the two are arranged in a specific manner. Okay, then I need direct cost bifurcation. So direct cost bifurcation, let us say I want here. So I'll just drag it here and click on it. Okay, it will show me direct cost bifurcation. Then I have profit before tax. Let us say I want to present it in the middle, for example. Okay, so I'll do it here in the middle. Okay, next I have profit before tax. I want to present it here. I'll just click here. And then 4-year average profit at the bottom. I'll just click here. Okay, you see my dashboard is ready. Now, this is an interactive one. Let me tell you how. So this is an interactive one because here on the right hand side, you have the legends. Okay. Or you can say the labels. So if I click on each label, it will only highlight aspects related to course A, course B, course C, and so on. Okay. Only course A is being highlighted wherever it is. Okay. So regarding course A, I have two information. First is net revenue year on year, and second is average profit before tax over the next 4 years. Okay. Then I can select B. It will give information exclusively about the B. Okay. I have in two graphs, I have information about B. Next, net revenue. There are multiple places where I have net revenue and all of them gets highlighted. Okay. Like here, 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 wherever net revenue is being used, that will be highlighted. Okay. Then students. So in no graph, we have students. Actually, in this one, we have number of students, if you see, but it is actually merged together. Okay, the number of students is merged together. Then next we have instructor fee. So it shows these are the instructor fee, and these are all equal rectangles, which tells us the cost is fixed. Then platform fee, it shows an increasing trend. Then sales cost, again an increasing trend. And then study material cost, an increasing trend, but more or less it is linear in nature. But for a sales commission, it is non-linear in nature. And for platform fee, again, it is non-linear in nature. Okay, so you see how beautiful insights come out of visualization. And that's all. That is something that you can do using Tableau. Now, last thing that is left for us is to add a heading. Okay, so here you see at the bottom we have objects section. Okay, I have an object called text. So I'll just click on it and drag it at the top. Okay, initially it will be very big, but don't worry, it can be arranged. Okay, as per our will. You can select the font here, whatever you want. So I'll just keep it by default, whatever it is. I'll just increase the size to, let us say, 16. I'll keep it bold. I'll keep it underlined. I want a different color. So I'll change the color to, let us say, uh, blue has been used a lot, right? Okay, let's say violet or whatever this color is. And then I want to keep it in the center aligned. Okay. Now I will write down whatever it is. Uh, Company's performance. Forecast summary. Okay, I write it, then I'll change these things. I'll increase the size to 16. I'll make it bold. I'll underline it. I'll change the color to this one and I'll do it center aligned and then I'll click on apply and then okay. Now, you see, when I bring this cursor here, I can drag it up. I'll just drag it up. Done. Okay, so you have a sheet now which is company performance forecast summary, where you are easily able to show net revenue, direct cost bifurcation, profit before tax, profit after tax, sorry, percentage profit before tax, number of students and net revenue comparison, and then finally 4-year profit per course. Okay, so that's how these things actually. Is it clear? If you want, you can remove this section also. In that way, only the diagrams will be visible. Okay, just click on it and it will be removed and it will just reorganize in size. Okay, remove the section, you can remove it. If you don't want to remove it, you want to keep it interactive, just I'll just do Control Z. Okay, I can bring it back. Is it clear? So that was all about how you, so I'll just give you an overview what we have done so far. So we started with uh, structuring the data, I would call it. Okay. So we had a raw sheet. This was our original sheet. Then we created a necessary sheet which will be relevant for us, long form data sheet. Okay. This one. Then we loaded this data into, just a minute. There it is. We loaded this data into our Tableau public. Okay. We created connections, we joined them, we established relationships. We had to be very careful how we are establishing the relationships. Okay. Once that is done, we started with our job in hand. That job in hand was creating the diagrams. Okay. Creating the visualizations. So first we created net revenue. Then we created, just 1 minute before we proceed further. I have a form for you guys. I'm sending this form on the chat. Okay. Please fill this form. In the meantime, I'm just trying to conclude the uh, whatever we have I'm trying to summarize whatever we have discussed in the session. Okay. So there are two forms. First form is to claim your certificate, and second form is wherein you actually, just a minute, okay? Some problem. Yeah, so I have uploaded a form. Okay, just fill it up. Uh, uh, just click on the link. It's a Google form. Okay, you can fill it up, and it will help you to get the certificate for this. Uh, I think data analytics workshop also, and at the same time register further if you. Okay. Now again, let's get back to reviewing things. So we saw how data connections are built. Then we saw how different types of visualizations are done. Along with that, we saw certain advanced uh, problems, that how we can solve them, and how uh, it can be like complex diagrams can be created. How, if something is not working, we can change the measure. How we can work with calculated fields, how it is done. So all these things we have covered. And at the end, we saw how an interactive dashboard can be built, which we have done here. Okay. So final thing now is to publish it. Okay. So here we have an option called publish as. Just click on it, publish as option. Write the name, like Tableau workshop, for example, I'm writing. And then show sheet as tab, or whatever you want to do, you can do it. Or after that, just click on publish. Okay. It will be visible on your profile like this. Since it will be your first project, if you're doing it for the first time, it will be the first project. So it will appear slightly differently. I'll just close it. It has been saved now. You see, the name has changed. Tableau Workshop, Tableau Public. Okay. So when I close this worksheet, in my dashboard, it appears Tableau Workshop by Shubham Swaraj, and this is the workshop. Um, uh, this is the workshop that is being shown, the dashboard. Okay. If you want to further edit it, what you need to do here, you see at the top, it is an option called edit. You can mark it as favorite if you want. You can share it also. You can download it, or nominate the visa of the day, whatever. Actually, it is for us. Okay. So these are the certain tools that you can utilize. Okay. Now I'm opening up the session for any doubts that you guys have. So I like to keep it like uh, interactive whenever I'm taking doubts. So if you have doubts, just raise your hand. I'll ask you guys one by one to unmute, and then you can tell me if you have any queries. Or if you have no queries, then just write in the chat, no queries, I'll understand. Just write no in the chat, I'll understand that you guys have understood whatever we were trying to do. Okay, Jayesh has raised. Oh, it will take time, Swayam, don't worry. It is not immediate. Okay, you will receive it. You see, Venkatesh, in Power BI, a lot of manipulations are not possible. It is purely I would say, visualization tool. But Tableau, on the other hand, to an extent, manipulation is also possible. Okay, that makes it more powerful. You can integrate SQL also here, directly pipeline the data from your database management and work on it. Okay, so a lot of benefits are there. That's why Tableau is considered more a better tool, slightly better. Although at the same time, I must say Power BI is also not bad, honestly speaking. Okay. Next, Jayesh. Okay. I have asked you to unmute. Please unmute yourself, Jayesh, and tell me what your query is.
Sir, if possible, can you give a brief introduction about the long sheet which you have created for
Oh,
this
long form
analysis?
sheet.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Noted. I have noted it. I'll do it. But before that, let me just confirm from other students if they have any doubts or not. Any other doubts? If you have no doubts, just write N. If you are lazy enough to write no, then just write N. I'll understand. It's no problem. So from where we can get such case studies to practice? Actually, you see, one way is there. I'll just show you. But then again, you have limited data there. Okay, I'll just show you. You see, in Tableau Public only, when you click on Learn, there is a section of sample data. Okay. So here you have different categories like for business, entertainment, sports, public data, education, government, science and technology, lifestyle, etc., health. Okay. But the problem is, you need to have that specific knowledge. Okay. So if you already have that knowledge, you can use it. Like, for example, the data that I used. Okay. I had that very specific knowledge regarding that. Okay. Even if I'm using the superstore sales data or any business data, to an extent, I'm not saying that, okay, I'll know everything, but to an extent, I have that knowledge and uh, I can do work with it. So if you have that knowledge, you can do work with it. You see, Tableau, Power BI, Python, let me tell you very honestly. Sir, can you please tell me some websites where can we do the mini projects mentioned in resume? Uh, you see, if it will not be needed once you get enrolled with the data analytics program that AcceleratorX offers, you'll get multiple mini projects. Every week you will have some mini projects to do. So if let's say you have 24 mini projects, it will be a huge number. Okay. So don't worry about wandering around here and there. A lot of problems are there. You see, first thing, you cannot ensure the correctness of the data. That's the biggest problem. Okay, if the data is not correct, whatever insights you are building, it will make no sense. You will get errors and you will get frustrated, feel like, okay, I don't know what you are doing. Okay, you will feel like that, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the kind of uh, feelings that will come. Okay, second is there are, of course, security and privacy issues. That is why I do not usually recommend to use unauthentic sources. Okay, next, any other doubts? Because there is one related to the case study, so I'll go back to that. So can you suggest internship website for a student to gain hands-on experience? There are many. I think um, one that comes to my mind immediately is I think Internshala, right? So there you get they Internshala themselves offer certain internships. If it is data analytics, yes, they have a lot of them. And then there are good companies there who are hiring for interns there. Okay, so you can look there. Then if you join with Accelerator X courses, here also you will get so, Jayesh, if you're facing this difficulty, don't worry. Just join AcceleratorX. They will provide you with these internship opportunities here itself. Okay. Okay. Yes, yes, Ranish, I have seen your doubt. Difference between live and extract. Uh, Live and extract means, you see, live data means, like, for example, if you're using stock price data on a daily basis, let's say you are, I don't know if you know this tool or not, which is called Bloomberg Terminal. We call it BT. Okay. So Bloomberg Terminal provides live data also and extract data. Extract means it is a portion of it that you've extracted and you're working on it. Okay. Next, how Tableau helps in business analytics. It helps. You have seen it, Ranesh, here on here itself. I have shown you how it helps. Now, just think about it. I'll just show you one thing. Okay. Just think about it. You go to a layman, okay, who has little to no knowledge, and show them this seat. He will say, what you are showing it to me, what you are showing, I'm not able to understand properly. And then just go to them and show this. They will become a fan of you. Okay, just where is it? Just show this to them. Okay, they will, if not 100%, they will understand actually what is happening. Okay, revenue is increasing. Okay, certain costs are there which are having an impact, and these things. So they will get to know. Okay. Now, sir, how Tableau, that's clear. Actually, now I'm watching the preparatory sessions this week only. This is Python basic and data analytics. So I'm working Google Sheets basically. I need to upskill. That's great. Uh, that's great, Sheikh. That's really great. And definitely you will learn a lot. I can assure you that. Okay. Aditya, if I were to understand the workings of Tableau on an intermediate level, how much hours shall it take? You see, understanding the tools is not difficult. Um, the problem actually arises, I would say, uh, how shall I put it down? You see, I'll take an example. Okay, you'll understand. Okay, so all these tools that you are learning, and in fact, it is general for all of you. You guys will understand also. All these tools that you are learning, be it Python, Tableau, Power BI, RStudio, MATLAB, whatever you name it, SQL. Okay, whatever. So these I say is analogous to learning English grammar. Okay, so once you learn English grammar, does it mean that you become good in English? Okay, you become good on tools, but does it necessarily mean that you are also good in science? You are also good in social studies. You are also good in economics. You are also good in accounting. No, it does not mean that. So tools are actually a way to complement. Tools are actually a way to complement your existing knowledge. So if you have a knowledge in finance, for example, for me, if you'll ask me, I have a knowledge, extensive knowledge, not too extensive, but to an extent, I have a knowledge in finance. And based on that, uh, I can use Tableau accordingly. But if you'll ask me that this Tableau can be used by, can also be used by some technology person, maybe he is into some healthcare, health sector or something like that. They also use Tableau. They also use R Studio, okay, for visualization purposes. But knowing the tool will not ensure that I can do that work. Okay, so knowing the tool is one thing, and then having the content knowledge is another. Content means um, um, your subject knowledge in which area you want to proceed. Okay. Okay. Give any idea about live and extract with respect to refresh schedule. You see, refresh schedule. So if something, okay, I'll show you just a minute. So let's open a website, NSE. Okay. Equity market watch. Okay. On NSE, it won't be possible. Okay. Data indices, Nifty 50. Okay. So this is about Nifty 50. Okay. So here you are seeing open, high, low, previous close, whatever. And then I'll open one more sheet, uh, NYSE. Okay. Or S&P 500. Now you see. Right now, S&P 500, I think US market is open. Okay. US market is open. So what you do is refresh, live refresh means it is refreshing every second. Every moment it will keep on changing. It will keep on changing. Okay, today is Sunday now. Saturday, market is not open, so you're not able to see it. And what you see here is actually the extract data. So it's like it has happened, you're using it and doing the work. That's all. Okay. And live means it is continuously updating. Yeah, that's great, Sheikh. Now, we have come to the conclusion of the session. So, before concluding, I would like to just introduce the program to you guys, whatever you have enrolled for, okay, or you're planning to enroll. So at Accelerator X, the program that is being offered is data analytics with generative AI, wherein you will actually learn data analytics tools like Python, like SQL. Of course, it will start with basics, wherein you will start with Excel, then you will have Python, you will have SQL, you have Tableau, Power BI. All these tools will be taught in such a way, like the way I taught it, using actual real life examples, less clutter, more practice, more less, I would say, notes and more learning. That's the way of teaching at Accelerator X. So I would recommend you highly that you enroll to this course. Those who are not enrolled into it, you have a lot to learn. A lot of doubts were there regarding internships, regarding mini projects, regarding how efficiently you will learn things. Everything will be covered in its length and breadth. Okay. So just take it on, guys, and you will see the difference. Of course, you have the option of placement assistance also. Okay, if I'm not wrong, so go for it. And if things go well, we'll meet once again once the batches begin. Okay, the next cohort begins, and I'll be the one who will be taking your classes, at least for the first few weeks, and then you will see other instructors also taking the classes. Okay. So till then, have a good night, everyone. Bye bye. I hope you guys have filled the form. Okay. Just mention in the chat before, just a minute. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Whoever are left, just mention in the chat you guys have filled the form. Just write yes. I understand. Everybody, please. Okay, excellent, excellent. So let us conclude the session. Workshop, let's meet whenever the first class begins. Till then, have a good night, everybody. Bye bye. Take care. All the very best for your future.